guys, thank you for joining me on another segment of News by Muse. As always, I am your host, Manny Gomez. Lots of stuff to cover this week, and one of the biggest stories over the weekend comes from the world of football. And no, it doesn't come from Kansas City, and it doesn't involve Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift as much as you want to argue it. Let's get right into it. Big news that was revealed over the weekend was that Usher will be the headliner during Apple Music's Super Bowl 58 halftime show at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada on Sunday, February 11th on CBS. In a quote released by the NFL, Usher said, "It's an honor of a lifetime to finally check a Super Bowl performance off my bucket list. I can't wait to bring the world a show unlike anything else they've seen from me before. Thank you to all the fans and everyone who made this opportunity happen. I'll see you real soon." Usher had previously appeared as a guest during Black Eyed Peas' halftime show in 2011. In box office news, for a third week in a row, Valak reigned supreme as The Nun 2 was able to keep the number one spot at $8.6 million as it beat out the action-packed sequel Expendables 4, which was only able to bring in a disappointing $8 million in its opening weekend. At 3 was A Haunting in Venice, 4, The Equalizer 3, and still hanging in there at 5 is Barbie. This is said to be the worst weekend at the box office this year, with a total of $52 million. In Hollywood this past week, there was a special screening of Gareth Edwards' The Creator, which is generating a lot of buzz. Along with watching the film, attendees got to take part of a special interactive experience with AI-themed robots at Hollywood and Highland. This epic sci-fi thriller is set in the future during a war between humans and artificial intelligence. Don't miss out on The Creator, opening exclusively in theaters September 29th. Also in theaters and on demand on the 29th is the Lionsgate comedy The Re-Education of Molly Singer, the story of an attorney who can't quite let go of her college party ways to the point of losing her job. But Molly gets one more chance to party it up when her boss needs her to take her son from zero to campus hero. I spoke with director Andy Palmer about the film.
We always have this like sort of romantic time in our lives, like, oh, this was the best time in our lives and stuff like that. And it's like sort of those like most carefree times because you with adulthood begets a responsibility, right? And so I think Molly just hasn't come to grips with, and I think really what it comes down to is that she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's doing what she thinks she's supposed to be doing or what other people have told her to do. And that's really sort of like the theme of the movie is this idea that like you can discover who you are at any phase of your life. You're not I think there's so much pressure put on you when you're young to be like, what are you going to do? And that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And that's just not real.
The Re-Education of Molly Singer stars Britt Robertson, Ty Simpkins, Nico Santos, and Sierra Ramirez. In television this week, Adult Swim's Teenage Euthanasia wraps up its second season of insanity from the Fantasy family at their funeral home in where else but Florida. I caught up with the series co-creators, Alyssa Nutting and Allison Levy, as we chatted up about one of the highlights of the second season, Baba, as well as some of their favorite moments.
We wanted to get into her backstory for quite a while. She has a very interesting history, and she's a woman of great mystery. That Baba's secrets, I think, she's a lot like the old woman in the Titanic movie, except a lot more interesting. So we really wanted to just kind of show, how did she get to Florida? What was her, kind of life like before? Does she have other children that got raised by a bear? Things like that.
Where Trophy becomes the mayor. I really like I like a lot of things about this episode, but I love the end of it so much. Annie, spoiler, she gets to go to second base with Joey, who comes back as a character from first season. And I don't know, it's just something so kind of sweet about it. And it's such a big win for Annie. That's one of my favorite parts, I think.
The final episode of Season 2 of Teenage Euthanasia, A Very Fantasy Vacation, will air Wednesday at midnight on Adult Swim and available the next day on Max. So just a reminder, don't miss out on our Destination Extended videos where you can now check out some of the mazes and attractions from Not Scary Farms in Southern California as they celebrate 50 years of terror. They are now open on select nights through October 31st. The MUSE TV team is super busy this fall with so much content, so make sure to subscribe to our channels to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Exclusive interviews, Destination Extended, Hey Han with Hannah Fletcher, and Crave, our newest food channel, which gives us a wonderful excuse to try some food and then tell you all about it. With News by Muse, I'm Manny Gomez.